And one for this particular landscape is fire. And of course, on the other side, you go rain. So water and fire are not minor elements. They shape and create and allow for the emergence of certain systems and certain landscapes. So yeah, learning to enter in conversation with those as well. And I don't have much experience or hardly any experience with fire, for example, but I know from what I've heard and learned from other people that, you know, fire has got its own personality, and it's got its own intelligence. And if we think the plant intelligence is such an alien thing to us, well, start talking about fire or rocks or water intelligence. But then again, this is not a new concept. Like, it's a new concept for the Western mind, but it's not a new concept for the mind of the humans that we were and we still are. And I think the same way as the work with the plants specifically, one of the main comments or the most common comments that I receive from people from around the world, you know, writing to me and say like, oh, thank you so much for your work. I always knew that. And finally, I can just, you know, I feel like science is validating me. And it's almost like, well, first of all, you never needed science to validate you. But in a way, maybe, yes, that's what our Western mind needed to hear. So that now it's okay for anybody to say like, yeah, you know, plants are intelligent, not a big deal. So then I guess to move from there to like, yeah, but not just plants, and invite in the picture all of these other characters. I think that that's pretty much where my work is, at least for where I can see from where I stand now. This is where it feels like my work is gonna go to. And so plants, of course, are a major character in my life, but and they will remain. I am, you know, in conversation with them all the time, and willingly or unwillingly, of course. And I engage with them all the time, you know, ceremonially and in many ways. So they are definitely a big teacher for me. But I guess, yeah, it would defeat the purpose, and I think the plant would agree. It would defeat the purpose if we were to just stop there and draw yet another line. It would be just the same as the line that we did draw in the sand to say that the human was different from everything else. So now we're saying the human, the animals, and the other animals and the plants are different from everything else. And instead, I think that we are trying to remove the line altogether and just realize that ultimately there is no difference. Just the only difference is the diversity of forms that take shape, but that's about it. So, I mean, we are all fire as well, and we are all water as well. So where does our intelligence come from? Of course, if we think that we are intelligent because we have a brain, then that might be game over already. But then if we look at what the brain is made of, fire and water, some earth, and a little bit of air. So ultimately, yeah, we are made of pretty much nothing. So to bring to that, and then, but not in a annihilating way, but in a way that actually gives this sense of awe of how this nothingness can become so many things, so many forms. That is pretty spectacular.